Hello, I'm Meryle Holland again, the messy lady from Yorkshire. What I'm going to show you I'm going to do a series of videos of this on the magic foam and the magic foam blocks at the moment. This is a product that's been around for many years, and to me, and in my opinion, it is one of the most underrated products on the market. Now, I've been using it for a long time, and I would like to show you some different ways to use it in your crafting, incorporating lots and lots of things that you've already got and you've probably never thought of using them like this. So here we go. What it is, they are little blocks of foam. It's not like the children's foam. It's denser, it's totally different, and as I say, it's absolutely brilliant. There is also, in the later series, I'm going to do it on the big sheets as well to show you a different way and a variation on a theme if you don't want to use a jelly plate. So here goes. The idea of it all is that you heat it with your heat gun and you warm it up, and then you can put an impression in. Now, most people put the handprints in, or something that's on the table, or a button, or a leaf, or some rice, any shapes at all, and then that's it. That's as far as people go. I'm going to take it, hopefully, to another level where you can use it in your crafting and you can do some really good stamping with it. So here goes. First thing that we do, I'll start with a new block first, but also remember that you can use it over and over and over again. So we'll start with the first one, and it's just a question of heating it, and I do try and use this heat gun all the time, the one with a wider base, because you have more control and it's much easier to use. If you're using the long nozzled one, you won't get the same control. Now, the idea is to take some impressions. So that, I'm just heating that. I'll come back to that in a minute. What I'm going to do, we'll start off simple. I'll take a bit of Hessian. A window. A butterfly. And a buckle. Not very interesting, but it's just to show you. Now, with a bit of luck, this will pick up the texture from the Hessian. Now, this could be coins, you could make your own steampunk things. In fact, instead of the window, change my mind and I'll do a cog. Just solid surface. Ready, and stamp and press. Now, that's the simplicity, and this is so easy, it's just not even bearing thinking about. So what we'll do now, simple background, stamp, and there you go. Now, already you can probably say, how much would you pay for a Hessian stamp, a background with a Hessian stamp? So you can build this up, you can put buttons on, you can do what you want. So let's just do this again, show you how simple it is. Take this one off, and don't forget you can do them one on each side, and you can change them, so you can keep them. If you like one, you can keep it, but I know what I'm doing, so I'm changing this one. So we'll do the Hessian again. Do the Hessian again. Put a button on. Another butterfly. And happy birthday. In fact, I'll take that off and I'll put a smaller butterfly on, else it won't fit. There we go. And I might even put two smaller butterflies. There we go. Right. Again, it's as simple as this. It's just messing about until you see something that you're right. And at this point, I'll explain something to you in a moment. Right, here we go again. you've now got a stamp. So we'll show you again, and as with everything I do, just please take a little bit more time, because I'm trying to cram as much into this as I possibly can. You need to take time to do it properly. Right, nice on that one. We've used the same piece of hessian, a couple of buttons, a different butterfly, but I've actually got a happy birthday on it. Now, people say to me when I'm doing classes on this, how did you get the happy birthday? You cannot take it from an impression of a happy birthday, you cannot take it from a stamp on a happy birthday, because it will be inside out and backwards. What you have to do is, and I'm sure you've all got die cuts, this is a thin die, I think it's a Marianne, I'm not sure, thin die cut it from a piece of card, because you have to work with everything. What you see in front of you is what you will see when you've done this, whereas a stamp is totally in reverse. So if you want something like that, that's what you do. Any wording, anything at all, has to be looking at you the right way up. Because it's such a bendy product, you can put as many layers as you like on. So that was just the very basics. Now that could be in any colours, it could be in anything, you could keep that, you could do what you want. So that is the first easy peasy step. Now I'm going to show you another step, again using dies, and this is just using a die. And before you start, do yourself lots and lots of impressions from your embossing folders. Do not, unless it's a plain pattern, do not try and stamp onto your embossing folder. Take the impressions on pieces of card, because again, if there's anything on it, it will come out backwards. So you've got lots of embossing folders with lots of things on, but you can use them as a background. So say we take, this is a heart, and that is the middle for the heart. But in this particular case, we want to just use the outside of the heart. There we go. So we use the outside of the heart, and then we want to put something in the middle. So let's put a lock. So here you've got the lock from a heart, and a small music note. I didn't do this, it does it itself. They play at night. Like Toy Story, they all wind themselves together. Right, okay, so now we can work on that one. So we're now going to, again, going on the other side this time. I've used some of these blocks 20 times plus, and they get a little bit squashed, but they don't use the resilience. They don't lose it, I mean. You just have to make sure that you'll know after you've done a couple, you'll know exactly how long to heat it for. Right, should be enough. So I'm going to take that one now. I'm going to stamp on the, oh, I've missed it. I'll have to do it again. Yep, I'll just have to do it again because I slightly missed the edge. But I didn't spoil anything. Alright, try it again. I'm trying to get all of it in this time. Those of you that are clever will see where I'm going with this, but I'll explain it to you in just a moment. Right, now we have now got, I'm getting fed up of blue, let's try something else. We've now got a stamp that matches this die. So I stamp that now. That's just a nice normal thing, but can you see you've got the mark from the embossing folder, the impression from that, you've got that which is just cut out of a piece of paper and light card, and you've got that. Now you've got the heart, but if you then want a perfectly clean cut, you then take that to your die cutting machine and any die cutting machine, but just so happens that I've got the Big Shot in front of me. Pop it on there. I usually do it the other way up, but it doesn't matter. And you've now made yourself, using your die, using shapes, you have now invented a stamp to go within a shape. Now this can be done with any dies that you have. You can use the insides of the dies. I could have used the inside and had a matching stamp, but then I could have done it in different colours. Or you can do it, this is a tonic die. I'll show you the same thing with the tonic die. I'll use that same embossing folder one. Pop that one on there. And again pop something small in the middle. Another little butterfly, why not? Because it is a butterfly outside. There we go. Leave that one on there. Take this one off. Now this is one of the tonic dies, and that's one of the middles that matches it. So I'm going to do exactly the same. But it just means that all your dies, all your embossing folders, and absolutely anything that you own can be turned into a stamp for a background, for anything. But you're in control. So I'll take that one now. I've got to go on there. It's messy. Now, there you are. We've got that. I'll take this, and again, I think we'll have pink this time because it's pretty. You can just stamp all over with it, and you've got a background stamp. But if you do it like this, you pop that on. You have that. You then take the die that goes round it, and you do exactly the same. Should tape it down so it doesn't move, but let's just hope that we're coming on a wing and a prayer and it's not going to move. Now, you could then put embossing ink on there. You could put embossing ink on as you start. You could do it with embossing ink. You could emboss it. You could triple emboss it. You could do what you want. But that, again, it turns any of your dies, and I say that's a tonic die from one of the butterfly circles. It turns it from that and that into that. So you can still cut them out, put them on, but you can make that as a feature, whatever. So that's how you can turn your dies into something a little bit special. So I think that's part one, and that's just giving you a taster. I'm now going to go on to, we'll do another one, part two, which will show you quite a few more things in depth, because I've got to get cleaned up before I start again. And then I'll show you all the different things that you can take impressions of.